All right, I think this is recording. Hopefully it sounds good. All right, mic check, mic check. Really like this thing. Maybe I'll do a review on this. Anyways, what's going on, guys? It's Nano back again with another video. Thanks for stopping by. Let's talk about the Apple Watch Series 5 today. So, I've had this watch now for about a week. I haven't had an Apple Watch since about Series 2, and I thought that the Series 5 was maybe worth the jump. So throughout this video, I'm going to talk about what's new with the Series 5, what's new about the Watch OS that goes along with Series 5, and more importantly, should you get it, should you not get it, should you skip it, who it's for, and kind of all of that in between. If at any point during this video you guys have anything you want to say, please share it in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you like anything of what I'm doing here today. And more importantly, hit that subscribe button because each and every one of those likes and subscribes helps me immensely. I do this for fun, but you know how it is. It helps get the traction going. So first and foremost, you see that? You guys might be able to see it. I'm outside. There is an always-on display there. There you go. That's probably the biggest thing about this watch. So why is that a big deal? Well, for one, it's not that big of a deal. You know Apple. Apple makes everything a big deal. But more importantly, competitors, Samsung, Garmin's, Fitbits, things of that nature have had always-on displays now or have started to introduce that. Apple has not. And with the Series 5, they've introduced that. Matter of fact, there's three major things that Apple has introduced for their Series 5 watch. Always-on display is one. As the name suggests, your display is always on. Of course, you can toggle that off, but it's always on. And what they do is they have a special kind of technology with their OLED screen. So we know OLED is really nice because OLED will turn off the pixels not in use. And then there's a variable screen refresh rate that allows you to slow down the pixels for the always-on display, basically in turn causing you to use less battery while still having that screen dimmed down. Apple still quotes 18 hours of battery life. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Two, you guys get a built-in compass. That's exciting, right? It's not exciting. Honestly, I don't know anyone who's going to go out and buy this watch for a built-in compass. Probably no one, honestly. No one. And if you're one of those people, please let me know. It's nice to have, I guess, whatever. But there's that. And then three, they got more cellular bands. So if you're someone who actually uses their Apple Watch independently from their phone, because you got the GPS model only, which is this, and then you have the cellular band plus the GPS, then you got more bands. So you can actually rock it internationally, make some SOS calls, and all that kind of stuff. So ask yourself, is having an always-on display, is having compass, and is having more cellular bands worth getting Series 5 Apple Watch? To me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, we'll talk about that here in a second. But when you look at this Apple Watch, you got to look at it as well as the software that Apple brought out, because Apple did update Watch OS, and I think they're on Watch OS 6. That's 5. 6. And basically with Watch OS 6, you got a couple things. You've got new watch faces. You've got Siri being smarter, faster. You've actually got something called a noise meter that enables you to literally detect around you the volume and the noise levels of your surroundings. So essentially you're able to figure out whether or not it's safe, if it's good enough for your eardrums, if it's healthy enough, whatever. I haven't even turned that on my Apple Watch yet, just to show you how little I could care about that. Matter of fact, from Reddit, I've noticed that people are really going through a lot of battery life because of that. So I don't know if Apple has fixed that bug yet or not, but there's that. Someone who cares about a woman's cycle and fertility and things like that, there is some much more important and useful women's health features with the Apple Watch, so that's really cool. And then to me, the biggest thing about Watch OS 6 and the Series 5 is the ability to actually use the App Store independently from your phone. So you can go on the App Store on your watch and then actually download apps. Now, sometimes you'll still need to have the watch nearby. Sometimes it'll still require you to ultimately go to the watch or to the phone to authenticate. But more often than not, you don't need the phone, and you're able to do those things independently, which is great. Because if you want your watch to be more independent, that's the way to go. Well, a couple things that I don't like about Watch OS 6 is we're still forced to have this. Y'all see this? This is annoying. this mode of choosing apps is not intuitive. If you don't know the app icons, good luck trying to find what you're looking for. So Apple, come on, man. We're talking about watchOS 6 now. You guys have 1 through 6, and we're still doing that. No one has ever said that that was cool. It looks cool, but it's not useful. It's not intuitive. It's not necessary. So please fix that. I think everyone would agree there. So let's talk a little bit about what's missing from Watch or the Series 5 watch, because there are a couple things here that kind of help blur the line between whether or not you should keep your 3, your 2, or 1, or even get the 5 altogether and wait for the 6 or 7. To me, the number one thing that's missing from Watch Series 5 or Apple Watch Series 5, sorry if the words are backwards, is sleep tracking. I was using a Fitbit Inspire HR. I've been using Fitbits for quite a while now. Matter of fact, I love Fitbit because they figured out sleep tracking. Nothing is perfect, but they have it built in natively. You don't need to buy any extra apps, and that's exciting, and that is useful, and that is necessary. Apple does not do that. Sure, there are apps that you can buy and download. I'm using Pillow right now. Let me know in the comment section below if there's a different app that you would recommend, but we would very much appreciate having that natively built in to the Apple Watch. So that, I believe, will come out in Series 6 or 7. There's been rumors that that's on the way, so fingers crossed that that'll happen. 2, or just as important as sleep tracking to me, battery life, guys. So I can't remember the last time that Apple said that their battery life for their Apple Watch is expected to be more than 16 hours, 18 hours. That's not a full day. That means that if you do nothing else besides check notifications here and there, use your Apple Watch apps here or there, that's as good as your watch is going to get for battery life. I'm trying to use my Apple Watch for sleep tracking. It's not going to make it through the next day. When I wake up in the morning, I've got to charge it. Then if I charge it, I go to work with it at not 100%, unless I'm waking up super early to do that. And that's ridiculous. A lot of us wake up, take a shower, go to work. So battery life has to be improved. Samsung with their Active Watch 2, which I've had, and reviews coming out on that. Active Watch 1, Fitbit with their Inspire 7-day battery life. Things like that have had a lot better battery life. And before someone tells me that the battery life is fine because those don't have as good enough features, well, Samsung has had plenty of features on their Galaxy Watches for years now, and their battery life has usually, at least for the last 2 to 3 years, have been stellar when it comes to smartwatches. So really, they don't have an excuse there. So basically, here's where this all ends, guys, and you let me know what you think about this. Should you get the Apple Watch Series 5? Well, it all depends. If you've got the 3, the 2, and the 1, and you're using it, and there's nothing about the 5 that stands out and makes you want to jump out and say, I have to have it, namely always on display, because I know you're not going to do it for the compass, and I know you're not going to do it for noise tracking and things of that nature, then absolutely not. Save your money and don't get it. However, if you don't have any of those Apple Watches, and you're looking to get an Apple Watch, now's a fine time. I mean, obviously it starts off at $399. That's for the 42 millimeter, $429 for the 44 millimeter, which is this one right here on my wrist. And a couple of things you're going to get over the Series 3, because Apple has allowed you to buy the 3 or the 5, no 4. Because they know the 4 is too close to the 5, people wouldn't buy the 5. They're smart, right? So fall detection is 1, screen size, the actual size of the watch itself, smaller, thinner, slimmer, always on display. The S5 processor, so the Series 5 processor is actually better. Compass, so those are all things that the Series 3 doesn't have. Obviously, some of those things the Series 4 doesn't have, but that's even less. And at that point, do you just want to come in and have a notification for Apple's ecosystem and for Apple integration? Then the Series 3 is a good bang for your buck. But if you don't have one already, then I do think that the Series 5 is worth it. I love the much slimmer bezels. Obviously, Series 4 has had that now for over a year. I love the always on display. It's cool. It's cool to have. It looks nice. I like it. I don't always have to touch it. And then if you're like me, you can tweak your settings to kind of maximize battery life a little bit. You can actually turn off a lift or raise to wake. So for example, for me, if I want to turn on my actual screen, I tap it or I press the digital crown. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I like the Series 5 a lot. It's an Apple Watch. It's not going to work with Android. And it's the best smartwatch you can get if you are an iPhone user, if you're on the Apple ecosystem. We know that. Apple does not allow Samsung or Fitbit or Garmin to utilize their smartwatches on its ecosystem in a way that we wish it would, because that would obviously take away sales from Apple. That's never going to happen. So if you are in the iPhone ecosystem, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, then this is what you get. However, if you care more about fitness, for example, Fitbit or Garmin. Those are better fitness trackers with some smartwatch capabilities. So those are good recommended bets there. I've had Fitbits plenty. Even Samsung's Galaxy Watch Active is okay. But if you care more about a smartwatch, then there's no other choice than this, the Apple Watch Series 5 or 3. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you think. If you have it, will you get it, or are you waiting for another iteration? Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, salute, and adios.